So we're off, road trip, on our way to Tom's bike shop, Pro Bike Shop in Buffalo. Time for a beverage check. We have our sparkling coconut water with Yazoo, which, in case you don't know, is a kind of a Japanese citrus similar to a lemon. And we have hibiscus lemonade, sparkling beverage, both from Trader Joe's. So what else do we need? We're off. First stop, I think, will be the car wash. Seems like the only time I think to get this car really cleaned is when I'm off on a road trip, and so that's a good excuse. I like to leave with a nice clean car. So here we go, and right from the start, I'll put it on Autopilot. Just left Spiegeltown. Car is following another car in front of it. I'll pretty much be on Autopilot most of the trip, I think. Keep my hand on the wheel and watch things, but let the car take care of most of the driving here. The advantage of Autopilot is that it really sees 360 degrees all the time. Even a good driver can only really see one direction at a time, but Autopilot lets you know what's going on in front of you and back of you, alongside of you, pretty much in real time. So it really is, it's in beta testing and it's not foolproof, but it really is in a lot of ways safer than even a good driver. So off we go. So next stop, Hoffman's Car Wash, so I can get a nice clean car. Dirty car in, and we hope to get a clean car out. Just switched lanes to pass. Notice I have it set for 73. Oops, it's 55 here, so, but the car is set for 73. First stop is set for Utica. It wants me to stop at the supercharger in Utica, and my windshield is all nice and clean. They moved my things are always working out for me sticker from an Esther Hicks seminar about basically the power of positive thinking and the law of attraction. What you think about is kind of what you draw to you, so I keep that in my windshield, usually off to the side. So we're off. I'll check back in with you every once in a while. So we have plenty of time right now, so I can show you some of the features on the car, especially Autopilot, because that's what we'll be on. This is like a 5-hour trip on the New York State Thruway, so Autopilot is kind of what you need. So first of all, we'll go down here, and then you'll see where it says Autopilot. We'll touch that, and you'll see the different settings. It's got auto steer is on. Navigate on Autopilot is on, which means it puts on the signal light automatically and changes lanes automatically. Summit is on, which allows you to notify your car and it'll pull out of the garage or pull up and get you in a parking lot or something like that. Although it's supposed to only at this point be on private property. And you'll see here you can customize Navigate on Autopilot, and so I've got it to enable at the start of every trip. Ooh, you'll see I've got it set on Mad Max mode. You can disable it. You can have it on mild. You can have it on average. Or Mad Max means you want the car to be a little bit more more aggressive. The reason I have it on there is because the car tends to be probably overly cautious. It is in beta testing, and so it's a little bit cautious. And I don't require lane change confirmation. I don't have to approve the lane change, but I do have the chime set so that it notifies me when it's about to change a lane in case I disagree with the decision. So that's where we are now. I'll be back periodically to show you other features that you might be interested in.
New York Gate.
So we're just approaching Utica now. The GPS has got me getting off at the Utica exit for the Utica supercharger, and you'll see that 8 of the supercharging stalls are available. So it's going to be empty unless somebody else shows up when I get there. And let's see. You'll notice also that the car will automatically turn on the signal light when it feels the time is right and pull me off. So right now we're about 0.2 of a mile away. So let's see if it does it. There's the thing. Signal light is on. It's turning.
Now take exit 31 on the right.
Off. And now it should slow down a little aggressive, but I do have it on Mad Max, so I can't complain. And the car handled it beautifully. See, it's starting to charge. It's ramping up 100, 120, 122. This one's supposed to go up to 150 top. So right now it looks like I'm getting about 420 miles per hour. And I'll change the limit here and put it all the way up to the top and down. I won't go all the way up to the top, but I put it up there just in case. So here's the supercharger in Utica. Kind of a glare there, but the Model 3 pulled up after I got here. It's pretty color, kind of a dark metallic gray. So I'll be here for a few more minutes, but not too long, and then I'll be heading out again. This charging station is kind of in a strip mall with a price chopper in the center. And the charger is right around the corner. There's a Walgreens over there. Chinese takeout up here. Just different odds and ends. Nothing too fancy, but not bad. Vision Works, H&R Block, hearing aid place, haircut place, and around the corner, charging station.
Sometimes you need it. I had a steak for breakfast.
I saw you post something about that.
Yeah, I was like, fuck it, I don't want to eat breakfast food today. I need a steak.
What kind of stuff?
So this supercharger in Waterloo is interesting. Nobody else here. It's at this resort. Looks like the Lago Resort Casino. And the whole thing is shut down, so I had to drive through. There's the exit. And it's one way. I had to drive the wrong way down through it. And so here we are. I guess all these resorts are still closed. So, but I have the place all to myself. I didn't get arrested, so that's all good. I didn't really need any electricity this time, but I just wanted to do my evening meditation, and this was a pretty peaceful place to do it. So here's the exit that I drove through the wrong way. So here we are.
Now your destination is on the right.
So here's the shop. Ready to pick up the bike. doing a walkthrough with Tom's Pro Bike Shop. Heading east, 90 degrees, it's not even noon yet, heading toward Syracuse in about an hour, and let's see, pulling up behind somebody slow. Let's see if my car puts me in the fast lane. There we go, my rightful lane. So we're off. Just had one of those strange things happen to me that sometimes do happen to me because I can be kind of a space cadet. So I got a long drive, so I was gonna turn on my phone camera and film some more features in the car in case anybody was interested. And I could not for the life of me find the phone. So I looked and looked and looked, and I got it on autopilot, and I'm climbing around and trying to find it. Finally, I pulled off to the side and stopped and looked and looked and looked in the back, and I couldn't find it. So I stopped at some kind of gas station, which is ironic because I don't take any gas. But there was a guy and his family in a camper, and I asked him to call me, and he was really nice, and he laughed and called me, and the phone was in the back with my bicycle. I must have set it down, covered it up with the tonneau cover that usually covers my hatchback, and it was solid black. The back of my car is solid black. It blended in. I couldn't see it. So anyway, I've got the phone back. I knew the phone was in the car because the car said it was connected. I was able to make, the car is pulling out and passing now. So the car was able to make a connection and call somebody. So I knew it was there, but I just couldn't find it. So that's my strange and stupid story. And I don't know if that happens to other people, but it's the kind of thing that sometimes happens to me. I've got forgetfulness karma. All right, so I'll be back in a little while to show a few more features of the car. So I'm back, and I have a little bit of clear sailing now, so I thought I'd show you a couple of more things to pass the time. For me, maybe not for you. There's the quick controls there when I pull my screen up with the car functions. And the first thing is suspension. And you'll see the ride height that's, I have air shocks, and so the height is adjustable on the car. When you're going fast, right now I'm cruising at 74 miles per hour, the car automatically hunkers down into low position. When you're driving through a city or driving at lower speeds, it goes to standard. And if I pull into a driveway or some kind of an entryway that's rough, or if there's a lot of snow on the ground or something, I can set it for very high. And one neat thing about that is if you set it for very high at a certain location, like I have it set for high at my driveway. So no matter how many times you pull into that driveway, the car will remember that needs to be set high. So you could stay away from a place for 2 years and then pull in, and the car would go back to that setting. So let's try out one more thing here. Driving. You'll see right now that I have the car set on chill. That's when you don't need as much horsepower. Teslas have so much horsepower they can be a little bit lurchy for regular driving. If you get a yellow light and kind of punch the gas a little bit, you can throw your passenger's head back into the seat. So 99% of my driving is on the chill mode, which still gives you quite a bit of power, but it doesn't throw people's heads into the back of the seat. You have steering modes, 3. If you want it to steer easily, you put it on comfort. If you're doing aggressive driving, you put it over to sport. Again, I do most of my driving at standard. Regenerative braking is the feature where when you let off the accelerator, the motors of the car, the electric motors, become brakes, and what they're doing is recouping some energy. So you find when you drive a car like this, you don't use your brake very much because your motors become the brake. If you need to stop quickly or something, you have the brake, and you can do that. But otherwise, the motor does the braking and saves you some power, regenerates some power for you. So, all right, when I get bored again, I'll come back on and give a little bit more of a tour, maybe. So here's what the car sees when you're driving along. Right now, we're in pretty heavy traffic, so the car's just tooling along and surrounded by other cars. But this is where it's the most relaxing driving, because you don't have to put your foot on the brake. You don't have to really pay attention that much, because the car pretty much has you covered and just creeps forward and knows where everybody is. So there you go. Here's how you meditate in your car on a sunny afternoon. And I don't know if you can see it yet, but that's my old car, my old Tesla. My sister's in it. And there's the homestead. And we'll pull in. I'm going to stop and check the mail. Here. So somebody already got my mail. So up here, you can see that I'm not good at this. That's a carriage house that I'm having built, and my solar panels on the outside. And so that'll be a project that's going on kind of all summer. It'll be like a guest house. One of my sisters, I think, will live there. And now the car notifies the garage to open up. So I'm home, and here it is. Got to find a way to put that on the back. It was a little struggle getting it out of the hatchback. Maybe I'll get used to it. But I'm loving it so far. I rode it a little bit in Buffalo, and I'll ride it more tonight. So far so good.